big rig prior to it finishing coming across the center divider, prior to the impact. Mark Rosekind of the National Transportation Safety Board said they cannot verify at this point if that's an accurate observation, and they made an appeal for more.
And Juan, we just wrapped up that press conference a few minutes ago, and I can tell you there was some critical information that was just released. As you said, the skid marks. There were no skid marks, according to the NTSB, from the lanes where the FedEx truck left those lanes and into the median. There were skid marks on the other side of the road as it crossed to that side. So we don't have exact analysis on what that means, but again, no skid marks from where the FedEx truck left its side of the road and then crossed over. Also, we had some conversations today about seatbelts. There were seatbelts in the bus. Would those have made a difference? We also learned that some of the students were ejected.
Our survival factors group has determined that some individuals were ejected from the bus. So clearly one of the issues we're going to be looking at is whether or not seatbelts would have made a difference in these folks being ejected from the motor coach.
We don't know how many students were ejected, but we do know that that is one of the findings of this report. Again, that is very initial information. The NTSB has been here for less than 24 hours. Meanwhile, at the scene of the crash, the memorial continues to grow as people come to pay their respects.
I feel like this town it's not going to be quite the same.
He heard the explosion, saw the fire and the aftermath. Today, John Counts came back to the scene of the crash to pay his respects. A small memorial is now growing along the roadside. The depth of the tragedy is still almost too raw for words.
We'd heard the explosions and saw the smoke, but at that time, we didn't realize the total horrific nature of exactly what had happened. My wife and I, we just feel grief-stricken for the families.
Today, NTSB and local authorities returned to the crash scene along I-5 in Orland, mapping the accident and looking for additional clues. Meanwhile, this morning, the CHP interviewed the couple in the Nissan Altima who say they were hit first by the FedEx semi before it slammed into the tour bus carrying the students. The Durans say the FedEx truck was already on fire when it hit them.
I looked over and saw the FedEx truck coming straight for me, and he was in flames already.
Yesterday, the Durans returned to the crash scene, still stunned over what happened.
It was like a 3D movie. You know, just imagine a Mack truck coming out of a movie. Unbelievable. And we didn't even have time to react. She did a great job. She just goes.
I just started going this way, and he clipped the back end of me and went on to hit the bus.
Kind of hit about an inch of the front door and then went 3 inches in the back door and about 6 inches in the back. So a matter of inches, she wouldn't be here right now.
After their interview with the CHP this morning, the Durans left the station without comment. And you're looking at pictures of NTSB investigators looking at the bus, the remains of the bus, and also of the FedEx semi. So those are investigators kind of poring over the remains of those two vehicles, trying to glean whatever data they can. The spokesperson today said it's very difficult because of the fire damage to both vehicles. Also, as we've been talking about, the fire that the Durans said they saw on the FedEx semi that you just heard in the piece, was the FedEx semi already on fire when it crossed the median? We just don't know. The NTSB repeated those claims, but they have not been able to verify that yet. Also, toxicology tests will be done on both drivers. As far as the bus carrying the students was actually brand new, a 2014 model. We'll, of course, be following the very latest in this case and have more for you tonight at 10 and 11. Reporting live here in Red Bluff, I'm Tom Waite, CBS 2 News.
Those pictures are chilling, Tom. Thank you. We continue our live team coverage right now. CBS 2's Art Barron live outside Animo Inglewood Charter High School, where family members now confirm that 2 students were killed in the crash. Art?
That's right, Sandra. As a matter of fact, today